You know what's better than one Crown Vic? Two Crown Vics. You know, like in the Fast and the Furious. What? It's funny. Where are you going? Hey! Welcome back to the channel. We're sorry about the echo, but our first location we got kicked out of because a semi-truck decided to park its trailer where we were going to film. So, just be happy that you get to hear us not once, but twice, maybe even 3 times.
Like anybody really wants or needs to hear me 2 or 3 times. With that being said, on to the cars. This is my car, Vicious. It's a 2008 Crown Victoria P71. This car means a lot to me. It's not only one of the top 5 cars I've always wanted to own, which I know is weird, but I think like movies have been just subliminally made me want one. Because they're in every movie. When have you seen a movie without a Crown Vic? No, the reason why it's so special, this was my first ever Father's Day gift from my wife when my son was born. It did not look anything like this. We have kind of fast-tracked it and got it to where it looks how it is. But at some point, I would love to hand this down to my son when I feel he's not going to wrap it around a telephone pole. First thing that everyone notices on this car, every single person, is the hood. The hood is a power bulge hood made by Class Glass. I believe they're based out of Maryland. They will make it to order. So if you're thinking of getting one, A, be prepared to wait a long time, and B, be prepared to dish out a lot of coin. They're not very cheap, and it usually takes a ton of body work to get them as straight and as pretty as you could possibly get. That hood's got 15 man hours into it, just in body work alone. So, I built this car, and I'm building this car to kind of, it's my vision of what the SVT performance line would have built back in 2008. I'm keeping it as factory forward as I humanly can. It's been through paint and body. It's got 6 months worth of paint and body labor into it, man hours, by our buddy Royce. And we settled on a factory forward, coarse metallic magnetic gray, and it is the SVT variant. So this variant comes only on the Raptors and the Mustangs. There is multiple variants, and it's hard to tell unless you get them out in the sunlight next to each other, and then you can kind of see a difference on them. So sticking with wanting what an SVT Crown Vic would be, we gave it the SVT treatment. We static dropped it. It's sitting on a set of factory OE takeoff 06 GT500 wheels. 18.8 up front, 18.9 out back. The static drop is, we used the same GT500 rear springs on it. It's performance pack springs. Didn't really increase any roughness in the ride whatsoever. It stiffened it a little bit, which I kind of like, because you come around this turn, this big body will roll like a super tanker in the ocean. So it stiffened it up a little bit, and there's other things I can do to it, like bigger sway bars and different rear links or rear control arms in the rear. Try to get it to stiffen up a little bit more. But man, she's comfy. She's a couch on wheels.
So what's on the deck lid?
Deck lid is, that's a Mercury Marauder rear spoiler. The car came factory, no spoiler, and when we decided we were going to build it how we wanted, I bought the spoiler. I ruined the first spoiler. I shouldn't say I did. Mother Nature ruined my first spoiler. she decided to pick it up and just kind of toss it around in a windstorm. So I bought another one and I gave it right to Royce, so it lived indoors, and he painted it the same color, matched, and had to drill holes in the deck lid. It's not fun, but it's worth it. It's a good looking, I like the way it looks on it. Other things we did back here was the rear bumper tuck. That way it doesn't look like it's got a nice soggy diaper in the back. And it's got 3-inch turn down exhaust tips, which are about 18 inches long. So that way, when you look at the back, you don't have tiny little exhaust tips against these giant 285 tires. I wanted to kind of look a little more, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, but
Aesthetically pleasing.
yeah, it just looked goofy with like straws sticking out.
1.5 inch exhaust.
Yeah. So it's again, it's built to be like an SVT performance line. So I think we've got the aesthetics down. Now I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with the performance line, and I have an idea of what I would like to do to it.
Ford never made a cop car look this good, but we still gotta advertise.
I've been pulled over when it was stopped though. when it was the Silver Birch Metallic, I got pulled over for impersonating an officer with my 3-year-old in the back seat. Thank you, none police. So under the hood here, again, just a tired 2-valve. When we got it, it didn't run very well. It had intake gasket blowout. So brand new Ford Performance intake manifold gasket and XL super coils underneath here. To kind of let it breathe a little bit more, I custom built a full exhaust system out of 2¼ inch, and instead of having H-pipe, it's full X-pipe system through some Super 10 mufflers. So it's pretty noisy. It'll wake up the neighbors if you live in the neighborhood. I live out in the country, so I'm lucked out.
And mind you, the hood is functional.
Yeah, fully functional, fully fiberglass. So if you get a class, they tell you do not use the hydraulic rams. And the reason being, and I've learned this the hard way, when you go down the highway, you can actually watch the rams try to bend the hood in half. So this is a Mustang hood prop that I just kind of made fit and work, and it holds it up in the air, and that's all I really need. So yeah, she's got the front lip on her as well, and the color matched grille.
So what's in the future for this car?
This car is going to be the non-PI, PI 2-valve motor. And we're gonna run a M112 supercharger, root supercharger on it. It's gonna be fully forged, so I can stuff 13 to 30 pounds of boost in it. And it will be either a 5 or 6 speed, depending on how much money I actually wanna drop on it. And my horsepower goal for it is 650 to the tires. That is what I would love to do. I would love to drop it a gear on the highway, hammer the throttle, and leave an 11 with people behind me. Right now I drop a gear and hammer the throttle and it makes a bunch of noise. It does have the cop chip in it though.
Oh yeah. Cop chip inside. Beware.
Interior wise, it's just a standard basic P71. Excuse my trash. It's got the 2006 Ford Explorer console and white face gauges. It's I trimmed the console down just a little bit so that way it wasn't as tall. It was really tall. It was like I was doing the chicken dance back there. So it does have the rubber mat in it, which is iconic police car, but I do have in my possession down in my basement the factory black carpet. So I'm gonna go factory black carpet so that way I kind of lean away from the police car because I am building, like I said, what I think is an SVT line of Crown Vics. The other thing it does still have, which I kind of want to leave for a while, is the pleather back seat. Because I have a 3-year-old that loves to spill things. And I will tell you something, a pleather back seat is amazing to clean up when he spills milk and Cheetos back there. So, wipes up nice and easy. Got 15% tin. And yeah, top five dream cars. I own one. Thank you to my wife for giving it to me. And there's more to come on it. We'll have more videos to come on this thing.
This is my car project, Donut. She's a 2003 Ford Crown Victoria P71. She's got about 150,000 miles on her. Couple of things that I've done to her since I've gotten her. Mind you, I got her because I rode around in Cliff's car. And once you ride around in a Crown Vic or drive a Crown Vic, you're gonna own one, I guarantee it. First mod I did was I did a muffler delete, free up a little bit of airflow, makes it perform a little better. Next, we static dropped it on Moog coil springs. Gave me about 2.5 inches lower than the factory ride height. She's sitting on FR 500 wheels. They're aftermarket replicas of the GT500 wheel. They're 17 by 9 in the front and 17 by 10 in the rear.
They're wrapped in Falcons?
Yeah, they have Falcon tires on them. Not so much a winter tire. So if there's any water or snow on the ground, it doesn't get driven.
It's more track day.
Yes, track day.
Again, we got to do the not a cop. You have to.
She got plenty of legs, but zero muscle behind her.
So thunder thighs.
Thunder thighs. She's an ex-Greeley police car, and it still says Greeley Police on the back of the car.
Hence the not a cop stickers on the wing windows.
And I have been pulled over in it, and when the cop was walking up behind the car, he rubbed the trunk lid to make sure that they weren't stickers, they were the clear coat coming off.
Also, there's crew cab Mustangs, man.
For her age and never being painted, she actually looks pretty good.
Yep.
She doesn't have any clear coat coming off. It's got lots of scratches, because it was a cop car.
Still got the antennas.
Yep, still has the antennas.
Any leaking with the antennas? Because that's why mine got done.
No leaking in the root headliner at all.
Nice.
And it's got the like crappy. We plugged it and put silicone in the roof.
Yes.
Yeah, looks great.
Typical.
Ex-cop car.
Yeah. Got the front spoiler on her.
Yeah, we have a front lip on her. Mind you, it looks like a bacon strip.
Oh.
Hopefully it straightens out, or I might have to redo it.
When have you ever met a dad that didn't like bacon, though?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's bacon.
bacon. That's how it works.
Under the hood is just, run-of-the-mill 2-valve 4.6. Probably making maybe 200 horsepower. Maybe.
Yeah.
She got MSD coils in her. And that's pretty much it. And the reason why I did that is I had a misfire when I got it, which is pretty common. So I put MSD coils since they were the same price as buying 2 Ford coils. And I did all 8. In the future, I'm going to turbocharge it with a 77 millimeter turbo. I'm looking to make about 500 horsepower to the crank, which will give me, 450, 400 to the rear tires. And then if it ever does grenade the motor, then I'll put a forged motor in it, and then we'll tune it up to the moon and see what she can do.
Put her on full tilt boogie.
Yeah, like 10 pounds on a 77 millimeter is nothing. That's nothing.
Are you gonna mount where you said you're mounting the turbo in the grill?
Yeah, I'm gonna mount the turbo so that you can see it behind the Ford emblem, because there's a ton of space between the front of these cars, or the grill, and the front of the radiator in these cars. Mind you, it's kind of tricky to turbocharge the Crown Vic because of how the motor sits down inside of the engine cradle or the cross member, and how everything's situated inside of there. There's not a whole lot of room to run a pipe
up towards the front of the car.
Well, and the paper mache rods.
Yeah, and it's got, paper mache for rods, and that's probably, giving them a little bit of credit.
Wet paper mache rods.
Yes. Interior-wise, it's just your normal cop car. No fancy white gauges, It's got blue interior light. It does have the cloth back seat.
You're lucky.
But other than that, I have a Ford Explorer center console like Cliff's, and I did trim it down. And it does have detective tint on it, so I don't know what it is, but it's dark. And it has an eyebrow.
Yep.
Other than that, it's just a run-of-the-mill ex-cop car P71.
Well, and you and I both have been junkyarding, and we have come to realize that these cars they're not all identical.
No, and they don't interchange. Like if you see a whale, that's what they call this body style of Crown Vic, they have the arrows and they have the whales.
Yep.
And if you see a whale and you get parts off of it, doesn't mean they're going to fit your car.
No.
I've got numerous parts, and off of a 2000 and a 2008, and they don't interchange.
No.
Like you think they would.
That's why he's got cruise control, and I don't. But I have keyless entry,
And I don't.
and you don't. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. You would think with them making 9 million of them,
that there would be some kind of cross between them all.
well, and some do. So like 09 to 11 cross, I
Yeah.
believe. 06 to 08, I think, cross.
I think it's 99 to 03.
Yeah.
No. Well, I can't even say that. I think it's like 02 to 04
Yeah.
cross. And then 99 to 2001, maybe 2002. And that all depends on what you're looking for. And this is most of the stuff we've been trying to find for this car is most of it been interior stuff, because when it's a police car, they drill holes in things. Things get broken. They just get abused. And it's been stuff that I've been trying to find to fix up the problems that the car does have.
Well, like the rear windows or doors don't open on yours.
Yeah, doors don't open from the inside because it doesn't have any lock rods or anything like that yet. I have all the stuff. I just got to do it.
Yeah. I lucked out. Mine was a cab after
Yeah,
it was
so
a police car,
so
so
it'll
it
work.
got all put back together
And
again.
mine came from chasing people down on the streets to parking in my garage.
Well, and what's weird also is like yours doesn't have the
The pull?
pull. Yours has got the rod. Mine's the manual pull,
Yeah, mine's an electric motor.
which I like this look because it doesn't have the bubble. But I don't think I could change mine.
I don't think so either. Not without body work.
No, I think it's stuck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, she's fun. She handles a lot better now that we've lowered it. Still not an Indy car by no means. But she handles a lot better than you would think a big old whale or a big old boat like this would handle.
well, and they have those aluminum cross members.
Yeah. And this is, everybody wants the front end out of these because of the way it's set up and how user friendly it is. And the geometry, Ford got the geometry right in this front suspension, and it actually handles really well for, as big as the car is. If it just had 200 more horsepower, it'd be a rocket ship fun, just cruise. You're not going to go out and beat Corvettes in it, but still a fun car.
Oh yeah. Well, she's good looking, man. She's a project in the works, and we'll have more with her.
Yeah.
Project Donut and Vicious
Yep.
as the weeks go on.
And they're more or less going to be like our flagship cars.
Yeah, they're one of those cars where we don't really do dumb things with them because we actually kind of love these old things.
Yeah. They're riding nice. So thank you for watching our spotlight video of our cars, Project Donut and Vicious.
And if you're in the Colorado, Wyoming, even some Nebraska areas, and you'd like to see your car spotlighted, even a project, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you have, and we'll see what we can do to get you up on there.
So if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can be notified of when we put out new content. Thank you guys and have a good night.
See you.